Good morning, everybody. Like saying, is this thing on? Yes, it's on. So we're here talking about, what are we going to talk about today? Blogging. I thought today it would be a good idea to talk about blogging because writing is so important when it comes to digital marketing. Oh, I don't think anybody's on the video call yet. Maybe we should wait for a few people to sign on before I start teaching. Okay, everybody, wake up. Go wash your face, brush your teeth, grab a cup of coffee. We're waiting for you whenever you decide to join us. So I'm just going to put this over here without switching off my laptop. Oh, there we go. Hi there, good morning. Thank you for joining. We're talking about blogging today, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. And I hope you're having a good morning. So we're deep into week 2 of our first lockdown period, hopefully the only lockdown period. Excuse me. But yeah, I hope you're all feeling sane and not losing it. Let me click on comments. You're welcome to comment in the chats and I'll try and respond to you if I can. Okay guys, we're going to kick off. I've got Lola here to keep me company. She wants to learn again. She's a very good student. Yes, you are a very good student. She wants to learn all about blogging. Fleur de Lis guest house. Very nice. Try and work some guest houses into the conversation when we're talking about some examples. Hi Dean, how are you doing? You're welcome to tell me what industry you're in. That's a good idea, Hester. And then I can use those as our examples just to give you some inspiration on what you can and should be doing. Okay, so today we're talking about blogging. Now, blogging, I think might intimidate you. Hi, Eldoret. Hi, Samantha. So blogging might intimidate you if you're not naturally a writer. But I think that blogging and writing is something that you can fake and you can learn it quite quickly. But if, let's say, for example, you're not an English speaker and you have to now write in English, it can be quite challenging, I think, to write if in another language. So, for example, if I have to go and write in Afrikaans, it's going to be full of grammatical errors and so I would need to get somebody who is an Afrikaans writer to just read through everything to check that it's right. So what I suggest you do is that you practice writing, because writing is something that comes with practice. So the first thing I want to ask you before we jump into actually writing something is, what are you going to write about? Now, this is where search engine optimization kicks in, because Google, it really matters that you do a little bit of prep and pre-planning before you start your article, because it doesn't help you write an article that nobody is interested in, or that you ask questions that nobody cares about, answer questions that nobody cares about. So if you think, okay, I think I know what everybody wants to know about design of furniture, Dean, then go ahead and write that article. But what I like to do is to start with a little bit of research first. So I'm going to give you a whole bunch of tools that you should use before you even start writing your article. And the next, I just want to type this one in quickly. So it's up on my browser, not that. Okay, so the first place that I like to start is, let's go here. Okay, I'm going to flip my screen around, if I can work out how to do that. Okay, I'm going to flip my screen around and I'm going to show you here a very amazing free tool from Google called Google Trends. All you do is you go in your browser, you type in Google Trends, and up pops this cute little screen, and it automatically defaults to done. So you can see up here it's the United States, but it's very easy to change it to South Africa. So you just type in South, and scroll down till you find South Africa. There we go. Now what Google Trends helps you to do is, on a very high level, you could figure out the differences in what people are typing in. So do people type in guest house, or do they type in accommodation, Bloberg? So let's have a look here. So we type guest house. Now the next screen is where you can compare. So let's say our search term is guest house, Bloberg. So there you can see it gives you some examples. Let's say they type in guest house Bloberg Strand. Guest house Bloberg Strand. So interestingly, in my example, wait for it to load. Internet slow today. Well, this is a bad example because it's got no data. So let's go guest house. So for the purposes of this example, the data is too low. So you would actually, for this, have to go to another tool, which I'm going to show you now. So let's go to, for example, boutique guest house. Now this is just searching the whole of South African search. So where this would work well is if, for example, you sell coffee and you want to create a page for coffee capsules and everybody else is searching for coffee pods. So hands down, it shows you that guest house in blue far outranks the word boutique guest house. Now, if you think that you're going to write a page about boutique guest house and it will also rank for the word guest house, you are mistaken, because Google is very specific. And so what Google does is it will only show you what you've typed into Google. So if you type into Google the word guest house, it's not going to also show you a page that is created that's called boutique guest house. So so the reason I'm showing you this is because when you're writing creating a blog, you have to decide what your key phrase is going to be about. And the more specific it is, the better for you. So let's take Dean's example with designer furniture. So Dean, do you know what your keywords might be? So let's have a look here. Let's remove this. And let's go design furniture. Did I spell that right? Compared to what else? What else could it be? Okay, so designer furniture versus, and this is in South Africa over the past 12 months. And what's nice is you can actually search the past 5 years. Oh, custom furniture. Thank you for helping me out there, Dean. Custom furniture. Now, what you might do, Dean, is you might decide I want to rank for both, which I would suggest. And so what you're going to do is you're going to write 10 articles around various keywords around designer furniture and 10 articles around various keywords around custom furniture. But let me put it to you this way. Okay, so you can see here that custom furniture is actually higher and more searched for than designer furniture. So if you're going to invest in any keyword, if you had to pick one, I would invest in custom furniture. So you might decide to do both. But let me give you this example. When I worked in online gaming many years ago, before we really knew too much about search engine optimization, we actually got an expert in from the UK. He was such a search engine optimization expert that when we met him, he said, we said, like, do you have a business card? He said, no, just type Dave into Google. I rank #1 for the word Dave. I'll never forget that. So Dave, the first thing that he asked us when we were sitting there learning about online gaming and about ranking for search engine optimization, this is years ago, they really know the SEO. The first thing he said is, okay, so what's your main word that you want to rank for? We said online casino. Sorry, that's my kids at having school. And so we said we want to rank for the word online casino. He said, okay, where's the page called online casino? Oh my gosh, how do I switch off my phone? So he said, where's the page called online casino? And we said, well, we don't need a page called online casino. We are an online casino. He said, no, if someone types in the word online casino, and a page on your website called online casino. So the very first starting point for you is, I'm going to ask you about your website. I'm a digital marketing agency. Do I have a page on my website called Digital Marketing Agency Cape Town, or Digital Marketing Agency Joburg, or Digital Marketing Agency UK? Because that's what people are typing into Google. And if you don't have a page that matches their key phrase, you're not going to be shown up by Google. So that's the starting point. Okay, so let's go back to our page that we decided now to create. So we've decided to create this page, and we're going to start with custom furniture, because I think that's the one that's the big attraction. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to the next tool, which is called Ubersuggest. Now, I know you came here to learn about how to write a blog, but again, just to reiterate, there's no point in writing a blog that doesn't really rank in Google, because nobody's really searching for it. So, I mean, you can write blogs. We wrote a blog the other day, about this, the coronavirus and stuff like that. So we've written a lot of blogs and the goal of these blogs is not really to rank in Google. Some of these blogs is really just to educate, but other blogs and other of our pages, we really want them to rank in Google. So that's the start. So this is the starting point. So this is what I'm teaching you now. Okay, so let's have a look here. I'm on this amazing app called Ubersuggest. If you just type in Uber, as in the drive sharing tool, Ubersuggest into Google, it's a free tool. So Neil Patel is absolutely amazing, and one of his the first blogs you'll see when you click on his blog is a really simple explanation on search engine optimization. And I do suggest that you read it. So here you can change it to South Africa. Not all apps will allow you to change to South Africa on the free version. And now I'm going to type in custom furniture. And Ubersuggest gives me more details, a lot more detail. Goes into, it breaks down all the keywords. It gives me keyword ideas. It gives me content ideas. It tells me who ranks for these words, for these keywords. So if you have a look here, it's saying, here's the search data, and it shows you, here's some keyword ideas. So custom made furniture, custom furniture Cape Town, manufacturers. So it starts to give you clarity, and it shows you here custom made furniture far outranks the word custom furniture, which we didn't know. If we hadn't done the research, we'd have built our entire strategy around custom furniture. And Ubersuggest has actually given us the insight that custom made furniture is the big one where the money is. So this is actually where people are, what people are typing in. Real, actual human beings. So when I meet businesses, often I'll ask them, what are your key phrases? And they give me the words that they would type in, but sometimes it doesn't mirror reality. And so this is a fantastic tool for giving you an idea that would at least mirror reality. And here it gives you content ideas. So here's a couple of content ideas that you may or may not get some value out of. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start writing my blog. Now this is where the learnings come in. Let me open a Google Doc. So here's where the learnings come in. Now I know that I'm going to type, this article is going to be around custom made furniture. If I can just get a Google Doc open. Everything's slow this morning. Okay, so what I like to do before I start my article is I write here, I might write their keywords, or the key word that I'm targeting is custom made furniture. And just to remind yourself, and any other information that you might want to capture there in your header, just to remind you. Okay, so now what you have to understand, Google is very specific. If I suddenly change it to customer made furniture or custom made furnitures, if I add an S in there or an R in there, it's no longer this keyword. It is now a different keyword. Are you with me? You may not alter custom made furniture. If you put an of there, if you put an in there, if you break up this keyword in any way, this is a marriage. You can't add to it and you can't detract from it. So you have to now be quite creative in your writing to make sure that this is quite specifically in that format. So you can't go and break that up, otherwise it's a different keyword. Okay, so now you're going to write your article. So let's say you can't write at all. Now I've done this before, way in the beginning when I was really insecure about my writing. I would Google my keyword, so custom made furniture. So what I'm probably going to find is a whole bunch of websites and not many in the way of blogs. But I want to see, okay, these are ads. I'm not interested in that. That's Google My Business. Okay, now I want to see who ranks here. So these are specific pages. These are not articles, and I'm looking at articles. I'm trying to find something to make. Okay, he's got a page called Custom Furniture. So I want to see if anyone's got a nice article that I can copy. Let's just add in here ideas, just because I specifically want to copy a blog. So here we go. This is what I'm looking for. This is Pinterest. Here we go. That's what I want. So I know you don't make pallet furniture, Dean. You're probably cringing, but this is what I want to do. So what I might do is I might copy like all the writing. Okay, there's not much writing in this article, but what I might do is I might copy all the words from this blog, and let's say I find 3 or 4 other blogs. And the reason I'm copying them is because, and then I might go to Wikipedia and copy the Wikipedia page. And I end up with about 4 pages of smooshed other people's stuff all together. And now what you can't do is steal other people's writing. What you can't do is you can't actually steal, you can't steal anybody else's words, because Google knows exactly who wrote that first. They've saved that in their database. So they know that in this format, this comes from this website. So what you're going to do though is you're going to use it as a creative starter to write your own thing. So you're going to read what they say and you're going to create your own thing. But before you even do that, you're going to create your subheading. So now I haven't yet decided what my heading is about. So what is my heading about? I'm not sure. Let's say I say 10 custom made furniture, 10 things to know before choosing custom made furniture designs or something like that. So I like what are called listicles, 10, it's hard to type with just one hand, things to know before choosing. So this is quite a long tail key phrase, what I'm typing in now. 10 things to know before choosing a custom made furniture piece. And you'll see that I actually can't spell at all. And that's why I need spell check. Okay, so that's my heading, and I would later go in and add the capitalization because I'm very fussy about things like that. I don't like random capitalization. I don't like headings that don't have what is it called, title case. So you need to be quite neat and quite A-type when you type. Okay, so this is my heading. Now this is what we call the header 1. I'll get into that a little bit later now, but header 1 is basically your only main heading. So in the code, so if you go here to this article, if I say view source, view page source, and you can do this on any websites, you just right click anywhere, you say view page source, and then command find or control find, control F. And if I type in header 1, it will tell me what the header 1, the main heading on this page is. So here we know that this header 1 is this one. So you have to tell Google in the code, and this happens automatically when you're creating a blog. So if you're in WordPress and you create the blog, automatically in most templates, the header 1 is going to be the big bold heading on the page. So if you go to Shift 1's blog page and you go over here, so this is one of our blogs, this huge big fat heading is definitely the header 1. It's all pre-formatted like this, and so actually that should just be the header 1, and what my team should do is make this a header 2 slightly smaller. So when it comes to HTML, it's pre-coded in that header 1s are bigger and header 2s are smaller and header 3s are even smaller. So this would be a header 2, and this is also a header 2, and again a header 2. So if I have to check in the page source, now you don't have to necessarily follow this or know this. The only reason I'm telling you this is if you don't tell Google what the most important heading is. So with our article, we have decided that this is going to be our header 1. So when you're formatting your blog and posting this up on the blog, all you need to do is make sure that you have assigned the correct, so you can either make something a paragraph or you can make it a heading when you're loading up a blog. So just make sure that you have assigned the correct header. Now only one header 1 is needed because there's only one main heading. And now we're going to use header 2s. So header 2 is your subheadings. What are your subheadings going to be? Now, guys, are you all listening? Are you listening to me now? Okay, I'm dropping my voice for dramatic effect to try and get your attention. It's very, very important what I'm about to say to you now. So you have to use the header, your keyword phrase in your subheadings. You have to use the keyword phrase. What's our keyword phrase? Custom made furniture, right? You have to use it in your subheadings. And the reason I repeat that 20 times is because when I run courses on this and I ask people to actually test their knowledge and actually create a page, they don't know that. This does not sink in. It's important that it sinks in. Okay, so can you see here I've used my heading, my keyword phrase. I'm going to highlight it. In fact, I'm going to copy it. Now my header 2 is to say, okay, now what am I going to talk about? 10 things to know about choosing a header. Okay, what's the first thing? Number 1, your paste custom-made furniture piece should match your home decor. And now, what the heck is that? Home. What? That's what's supposed to be. Okay, and then I'm going to talk about here about how, okay, so your home decor is all pallet wooding and safari lodge style. And so and now I'm going to use that key phrase again. Your custom-made furniture piece should really fit in with your home decor. If your home decor is very steel and minimalistic, then your custom-made furniture piece should also be very steel and minimalistic. Now, I'm not typing all of that stuff out because I'm holding the phone with one hand, but I hope you can follow what I'm doing. Can you see that I'm pasting the key phrase right there, and I pasted it there, and it's in my heading, custom-made furniture piece. So now step number 2, because I'm talking about 10 things, that's why I'm counting down, or you could say point number 2 or whatever you want to do, but I'm saying number 2. What's my second thing I want them to know, because I'm counting down 10 things. So I might say something like how to determine the durability of your custom-made piece. All right, and then blah, 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 and talk about durability, blah, 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 durability. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all this content that was pasted below, and I'm going to start to rewrite it in my own tone. So there is always a need for more furniture in the home, even though it may seem like you have everything you need. So I quite like that sentence. So I'm going to actually use it before my article, because my article needs some sort of introduction. So I'm going to reword this now to say, and I might say, you might think you have all the furniture you need, but there is always a need for something more. So I've just ordered the sentence in a slightly different way, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not finishing the sentence. Okay, sometimes you want to just replace a piece of furniture with a different color resembles your preference or needs more than the old one. So here I might say, okay, thanks for that to give me an idea. I might say some reasons why you might want to upgrade your furniture is because, and I might actually put some bullets now. Are you all listening to me? Everybody loves bulleted lists because it makes it so easy to scan, and people don't love to read very long pieces. They want to scan and they don't want to trawl through paragraphs after paragraphs after paragraphs. So some reasons that you might want to replace your furniture is it might feel old, it might feel dated, it might be in the wrong style, blah, blah, blah. So think of some things of reasons why people might want to fill. Now I've used that sentence up. Now my next creative start is, but in order to do that, you have to spend a lot of money. Okay, so then the next question might be, do you need to spend a lot of money? Do you need to spend a lot of money on your custom-made furniture piece? Can you see here? I'm going to use my keyword again. Oh, it's not in copy anymore. Do you need to spend a lot of money on your custom-made furniture piece? Question mark. And then you might say, no, you don't. There's a lot of options out there that you don't need to spend a lot of money. And so you can say you could buy one secondhand on Gumtree or on Facebook, or you could have one commissioned from a lesser known artist. and then you might want to talk about why it's an investment. All of this is your preamble, and then you get into your 10 things to know before choosing. So this is just a bit of preamble, and I'm getting all of these creative starters from this guy's blog article who I'm using. I'm not copying it. I'm calling it a creative starter. So just make sure you do not copy. But in order to spend a lot of rubber. Okay, so I hope you guys have a little bit of an idea. Now, the thing that you have to remember, so let's say you've written a whole bunch of words here, which I'm just going to blurb. Actually, let's just do this, leave it there. So let's say you went and wrote your blog, and this is actually your blog article written now. What I really need you to do is two things. I need you to cross-link and hyperlink to another blog that you wrote. So let's say that you wrote a blog about old and unused palettes. So you're going to click their hyperlink, and you're going to hyperlink this text here that's called, where am I selected? Can you see me there? Old and unused palettes is what I've hyperlinked. Can you see that I didn't write, click here to read the blog about old and unused palettes? I'm actually hyperlinking the word old and unused palettes because that was the keyword for that article that I wrote about old and unused pallet furniture. So let's say I wrote an article about pallet furniture. What I'm actually wanting to do is find the exact keyword match here. So you know what I'm going to do? Old and unused pallet furniture. Now the keyword for that article was pallet furniture. I'm going to hyperlink the exact keyword to from my article on custom furniture. I'm going to hyperlink that in here. So I'm just going to go www, whatever my URL is, dot whatever com / pallet furniture. That's the page name, furniture pretend, because I actually haven't obviously done that. So I'm going to click apply, and now I have a hyperlink in my beautiful article that I'm writing about custom made furniture. So what I'm going to do at the top for my tracking is I'm going to call it cross-linking, or whatever you want to call it, deep linking, cross-linking. And so here I'm going to say there's one cross-link to pallet furniture. And I might go back here to Uber Suggest and get some ideas for other articles that I might want to write. So custom-made furniture manufacturers, I might decide that I'm going to write a blog about that, or custom furniture wood. Because even though the search volumes are small, I know that people who type that in are really looking for what they're looking for. So I might actually take all of these pages as an instruction for the articles I'm going to write for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks or 7 months, depending on how often you write. So this is actually your pages. You can create them as pages on your website or as blogs. It doesn't matter whether you set them up as a page or you set them up as a blog. The principles remain the same. Now I'm going to reiterate the principles. Here are the principles again. Number 1, you need to know what the key word or key phrase is that you're targeting, and Uber Suggest or Google Trends is going to give you that. Then you're going to write an article making sure that your header 1 has got the exact key phrase in it, custom made furniture. And you can create some preamble using bullets because people love bullets. You might want to drop in some video. So you might want to embed some YouTube video. Google loves it when you embed a YouTube video. And when you create your header 1, this is your little heading there, and here's a subheading there. So subheadings are a really fantastic. I'm just going to remove this highlighter because it's kind of upsetting my eyeballs. Subheadings are a really good way of helping people scan your content. And so your subheadings you're going to set up as this header 2. Now, you're not going to type the word header 2 here, but when you're actually in, when you're in your blog page or your page, you're going to select. So I can show you how to do that. Must I show you how to do that quickly? Does anybody want to see how that works? Let me load that so that you know what I'm talking about. Are you guys still awake? Okay, now I'm logging into the back end of my website, which I will not show you my logins. Let me have a look at my fireplace there while I'm logging in. I've done this before, given a training course, and in my training course, there were my logins to like that screenshot something, and my logins were there. Okay, so here we are. Thank you guys for your kind attention. So let's go to, now I hope I can do this. I'm not a WordPress developer, and neither are you. Now, I'm in my beautiful little Shift One website, and let's go to one of our pages. Let's actually just clean up this little blog page that I want to clean up a little bit here. Okay, read our blog. So I'll show you exactly what to do. Now we create really easy to edit websites, and I'll show you how easy they are. But WordPress, almost all WordPress sites are fairly easy to edit, but not necessarily as easy as ours. Hi, Stanford Tires. So let's go here. Okay, so okay, very important. Can you see here that this changes to a header 2, and this changes to paragraph? This is exactly what I'm referring to. This is the subheading, header 2. Now you're not allowed to make anything a header 1 except the main heading, which is already defaulted in there. But this should be a header 2. Oh, this is actually a header 3. So that's actually quite clever, because what they've done is they've said that header 1 is the main heading. This is a header 2. It's the second biggest heading. And now these are the subheadings and they're header 3s. And so the rest of the blog should be set up with this as header 3s. So consistently header 3s. And over here, this is set as paragraph. So when you are uploading to your blog, then can you see we've done cross-linking? We've cross-linked to the Digital Marketing Academy. Okay, it's not really necessary to cross-link to our own page because we are on our home page. So I might remove that. And look, we've cross-linked here to this Facebook group. And yeah, so what I really encourage is for you to find other articles. And if you have a blogging plan, if you have like an article plan and you know what you're doing, you've got like a bit of a strategy going. Let's see, what's this hyperlinking to? Oh, Forbes. So what you can do, in the olden days of search engine optimization, Google didn't like it when you linked outside of your web page. Google actually would penalize. Well, actually what would happen is the spider would follow all the links out. And so there used to be a principle of never link outside of the cocoon of your web page. In other words, any cross-linking and deep linking you do is to your own pages, because you're just giving away what we call link juice. In other words, my link boosts your website. So if I link to your website, it passes a lot of my juice because I'm endorsing your website. So that's the way that it works. But now Google actually realized, hold on a minute, a very well-written article should reference the top websites out there. Like a well-written article, if you've really done your research, which you should do before you start, you'll have found maybe 5 or 6 really well-written articles on custom furniture, Or let's say you are a guest house and you want to talk about 7 things to do in Bloberg or 19 things to do in Fairy Glen. You can actually hyperlink now to those 19 things, those 19 websites from that blog of yours, because Google's realized that if I, as a visitor, land on the site and there's 19 things to do in Fairy Glen, I'm going to want to click on those things, not have to go and Google them to find them. So Google's actually sort of changed its mind now, and it doesn't actually penalize you to have all those links in, and in fact, it makes your site better. So Google's looking for pages that are highly engaging and entertaining that people stay on. So guys, are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening? Very important. Your website has to be, your page has to be very long. Never think that just a paragraph is going to rank in Google. Google's never ever going to put a web page that's just this many words up. That's not a well-researched page. When I land on your Guest House Fairy Glen website, I want to see everything about Fairy Glen. Where I can there should be a page called Top Restaurants in Fairy Glen, Top Things to Do with Kids in Fairy Glen, Top Places to Have Conferences in Fairy Glen. So when I've Googled in conference facilities Fairy Glen, and you happen to have a conference facility at your guest house, and there's it's literally the most comprehensive page about this topic that I could possibly ever look for. This is what Google is looking for. It's looking for a really good visitor experience. So anyone who clicks on your page, they really, really, really need to be informed. So embed videos in there, have 20 lists in there, pull in video, pull in Instagram images, put in photos, put in maps. Whatever it is this page that you're creating needs to be at least 2,000 words long. Otherwise, it won't rank in Google. But what you can do if you don't have time is you might just decide to, let's say you just decide to do 500 words for now, and then put it on your list of things to do every month to go in and add another section, another header 2 with some header 3s and some bullets and a video to expand this page. FAQs, frequently asked questions. You can pull in a frequently asked questions section into your blog page, and boom, you'll have not only a top page, but I'm just going to show you my Google Analytics. So we wrote that article called Things to Do, Taking Your Business Digital, and I just wanted to show you here, this one. So this is Shift One's Analytics. So you can see here, this is the spike that we're getting from sending out all of the blog articles, sending out our mailers, linking to the articles, and you can see that there's quite a big spike coming through here. Now a lot of companies are tanking at this time. A lot of companies are struggling, and we've got African safaris there. You know, the travel industry is really struggling. Guys, this is your time to shine. This is your time to create content, do what I'm doing now, create webinars, have free talks. Like, this is your opportunity to really create an engaged audience, create a Facebook group like I'm doing. A lot of African safari lovers lovers of African safaris who want to go traveling and they can't anymore. So it's your job, Ashley, to engage them and excite them and thrill them with how amazing African safaris are for when they're able to travel again. So you've got a lot of armchair travelers now. Guys, all of you, article writing, even Stanford tires, you know, a lot of people aren't driving and buying their tires now, which is bad for you, bad for business. So what I do encourage is that you get your blog writing going, get your videos sorted out, get your Facebook group strategy sorted out, and take the time to just book into your calendar to write that article, because I'm just as bad as you. I'll sit and not write those articles. I'll literally not write them. Month after month will go past because I'll be too busy, even though it's in my calendar that I should be writing my article. So what I really suggest is that we just book the time out, do our research, write the article, and then once you've written it, you got to send it out on Facebook, put it up on LinkedIn. We did a talk last week on LinkedIn if you want to know about how to use LinkedIn, how to publish an article in LinkedIn. Very powerful. And yeah, so I hope you found this session helpful. And you're welcome to send me your articles to have a look at. And yeah, next week, this Thursday, we're going to be talking about email marketing, which I'm very excited about. So now that you've written your article, I think we need to email it out to your database. So that's going to happen next week. So I hope you can join me then. Thank you guys. It's been absolutely amazing to chat to you. And I wish you a blessed day and a highly productive day. And that everything that you do just does really well. So thanks for joining me. And Lola would also like to say goodbye. Say bye-bye, Lola. Say bye-bye.